Hello, 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 hello. Good morning and a beautiful, beautiful Friday, North Forkers. I am so excited. The sun is shining, the breeze is blowing. It's just a little bit too hot, honestly, but I'm so happy. Um, as many of you or some of you might know, we had two homes, one in New Jersey, one on the North Fork, and we just wrapped up our chapter in New Jersey, and we are full-time North Forkers. So, oh my God, I'm excited. My entire house is covered in boxes. I'm trying to slowly unpack and dig out. But everything outside is beautiful, so I'm so excited. Let me slow food. Good morning, Lauren. Good morning, Penny. I'm just looking. Hi, Tracy. Hi, how are you? Good
Yay,
morning.
I did it!
It worked.
I'm
I
so
know.
I'm so proud.
Hey, it's checking. I see you. I'm trying to. How do I? Okay. I think I got Tracy Lauren on, but I'm a little good
Hello, friends. Hi.
Hi, everybody.
morning.
Hi.
I was saying to the out there, I'm so excited with them full time. Woo!
Okay, I didn't catch any of that except
Yeah, me
full
either.
time. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit. Or I
Yeah,
thought it was just me.
Must be my internet because I'm trying to get the listening side.
yeah. I think you need to get closer to the Wi-Fi signal.
Hold on, let me work this
We're
out.
on the move, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can turn off my Wi-Fi.
That's also very true, Penny.
Better?
Yes,
Yes.
that is a little better. Yes.
Well, my
Yeah.
It's funny. Sunita's a permanent North Forker now, and I came out to Jersey to visit family. So someone has to represent Jersey at some point at all times.
Yes.
you don't have to put you don't have your own gas.
I can't hear you.
You're breaking up again.
Ugh, it's don't talk amongst yourselves.
Well, we're all
All right.
everybody's
I think
good
you
on
need to
my
move to a different location. Sorry. Go ahead, Penny. What were you gonna say?
I said all good here, except my internet in my neighborhood is down. So I did have a little minute of like, oh my.
Well, while we're waiting for Sunita, Penny, tell us who you are and
Yeah.
what you do and where you are on the North Fork.
My name is Penny Schwartz. I'm a retired chiropractor. I am now the chairperson of Slow Food East End. We bought out here in 2001, part-time resident, and in 13 we became full-time. Just love it. We live in Southold. I came because I'm a big gardener, farmer, permaculturist, biodynamic, herbalist, and I outgrew my little piece of land up in Nassau County, and now I have an acre, and it's a gorgeous farm, and a lot of stuff going on here. We try to be sustainable, so it's beautiful. I love it out here.
Tell us
Oh,
a
it's
little bit
fantastic.
more about what Slow Food is, Slow Food East End.
Absolutely. So for those of you who don't know anything, I'll give you the backstory on Slow Food itself. Slow Food is an international organization that started in the late 80s in Rome in response to involved in just the art and practice of cooking and eating together. So from there, it became an international movement. And the basic philosophy of Slow Food is good, clean, and fair food for all. So it goes to how food is grown, who grows the food, who picks the food, who processes the food, from the local, and good, clean, and fair is such an encompassing philosophy that we've now even branched out to equity, inclusion, and justice. Because again, that affects our farm
Wow.
workers. Again, that affects the across the world. We have 100, there are 160 countries, 150 countries internationally that have slow food chapters. We have 160 chapters in the United States, and Slow Food East End is the largest in the United States. So
Oh,
I'm proud of it.
yay. I love
Wow.
that.
Thank you.
Yay,
Yay,
go,
thank you,
North
thank you. And our territory goes Riverhead East.
Okay.
Okay. And
So
does it include the South Fork also, or just the
oh
North?
yes,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Riverhead, South Fork, North Fork. Of
Now-
course, it's a little maybe North Fork centric more now because I live on the North Fork,
Yeah.
but yeah, we do it all.
So I have a question. Did you start the chapter out here?
I did not. The chapter's probably been going for 20 years plus or more. And one of the founding members was Louisa Hargrave, the winemaker. So she started it back in the day, and she is still a really great supporter of the chapter and everything we do. It's exciting. It's exciting for me because when I moved out full time, the only people I really knew were people who poured wine in vineyards, served food in restaurants, or worked in retail. And I said to my husband, I think we need to find some people out here. So we went around to, a few different organizations and different things. And when I heard the slow food philosophy and knowing who I am, it was such a fit, and it's been fabulous. I started as a volunteer. We have a lot of room for volunteers, and then got on the board. And you know how that is once you volunteer. You turn around and now I'm leading the chapter. So, but it's been a great journey, meeting some really great people.
Tell us what, if someone wanted to volunteer, like what do they do if they volunteer? What kind of jobs?
Sure. Let me tell you about some of the things that our chapter's doing, and some things then that people might be interested in, ways for them to volunteer. So we have come up with a major initiative that we do believe is going to carry our chapter forward for decades. And it's called Feed the Forks. And if you see, Feed the Forks is like this with a lot of different like trees and roots. Feed the Forks is the roots, and we have a lot of trees growing. So first thing that we do, which we've been doing for quite a long time, way before I got involved, is edible school garden. So our chapter, we support 30 school gardens on the East End. Again, we have the largest school garden chapter in the United States. And
Awesome.
We do both Forks and Riverhead. We support 2 master farmers who support both areas to help and train and give guidance. We give $10,000 in grants to school gardens every year in whatever help they may need. So that's a major initiative that we've been doing for a really long time, and we continue to support it. Obviously, last year was very different because schools did not have gardens. Then we pivoted, and we came up with something called a resilience grant. And what we did with that was a lot of our local farmers, restaurants, fishers, food producers, they were hurting. Like, they needed money to pay the rent, to keep their staff, to buy supplies. So we started a grant process. In 2020, we gave $15,000. Now we're working on another set of grants. We're about to announce who our grant winners are. And from there, because hopefully this COVID resilience grant won't be necessary anymore, we are now moving to climate change grants for farmers. Or what if they had a devastating fire and their barn burnt down? Is there some way we could help support them? So we're moving to that next after the resilience grants. We have a program called Chef to Schools, where we can send a chef to a school to teach the kids you grew kale. Let's tell you now what to do with the kale. And in oyster ponds, we have actually come up with a curriculum. And the 5th and 6th graders followed this curriculum from amuse-bouche to appetizer to full course to mocktails. And they did a great job at the end, you know, white linen tablecloths, and they served us. It was amazing. That's another program. Now, the one that I'm most excited about, because I'm intimately involved in this, is called Flour Power, FLOUR. It's the yeast week. With bread and baking, it's so easy to come up with puns. What?
Yeah.
Cut out. So say the pun.
I can't hear her. But I can't hear you, Sunita. I'm just going to keep going. So Flour Power was organization in Seattle called Community Loaves. And what they based it on was, in the pandemic, so many more people were going to food pantries where they get staples, where they get dry goods, where they even get produce. Actually, last year during the pandemic, our organization bought something like 600 or 1,000 chickens for cast, because something that was missing was people weren't getting that protein that they could go home and make a home cooked meal. But one of the things also missing is a fresh loaf of bread. Personally, if you ask me, nothing smells and spells love more than a home baked bread, right? Like when it just fills your house up, you're like, oh my God, this is so delicious. So we have a really generous membership and community who, when we ask, they're always willing to donate money and support this. But I thought, let's get our members and people in the community, not only members, involved, like, you know, get your hands dirty. So we brought this Community Loaves over here. We're calling it Flour Power. And this is how the program works. One of our board members, David, who is on here, I'm giving a shout out to David.
Uh-oh.
The recipe makes 4 loaves. You donate 3, you keep 1, because you should deserve a loaf too, right? And it's nutritious. It was created to be shelf stable, although quite honestly, as soon as these breads are delivered, boom, they're gone. But it's a beautiful loaf, and we supply bags, we supply the ingredients. Everyone has to bake the same loaf because we need consistency, and people have to sign up because we need to know, you know, this is food. We need to know where people are baking, where, you know, everything is being processed. So after you bake the 4 loaves, we do it every 2 weeks. We have drop-off points on the South Fork and the North Fork, and then the bread is picked up. And right now, I really felt like I wanted to make a difference to one food pantry. So last week was our biggest donation. We donated 40 loaves, and we're donating it to the North Fork Spanish Apostolate in Riverhead. That was our first area to go. We just really felt that Riverhead community was underserved, and we needed to start by making a difference there. So that's how the program works. You could go to our website. We have David, our baker, our official baker, made this fabulous video. It's like 40 minutes long, taking you through like all the processes of what it is to bake this. So if you're not a real baker, you can follow this. He calls it, good, you could follow it. You could do it. You could do it. He calls this a dry loaf in baking, so it's easier to make. It's not, you don't have to keep a sourdough starter going. It's all very simple to make. I think the only step, if you go to our website, look on the top hour, The video is there, and also a link to register. When you register, I will then welcome you and send you the recipe to follow, and then start giving you all the information about where the drop-offs are and the days and all that. It's very exciting.
So
That's awesome.
ladies know exactly where my mind is going, which is we should do an event where we have all the people who raise their hand saying, I'm not a baker, where we all do it together at somebody's big house. And I know exactly.
You can come to, I would be happy to host that. I have a big kitchen, a big island. We can bake together. I think that's a great idea. I would love to host that.
I will connect with you about that, because the North Fork Affair loves to create community building events, and this is right in line with our mission, and that would be a great idea. Let's
love it. Sure. Yeah.
Perfect. So I just want to ask another question. You mentioned
Ask
that
away.
you have very generous donors. How else do you raise your money? I know you had some, like a chef series this past year. Like, what other ways do you raise money, and how can people support you?
Oh, that's a great question. Something called a movable feast, where we had a lot of chefs come, and we did it in Sag Harbor, donate their time. They would come and set up, and we had a silent auction. Well, as I was about to push the let's go button, everything closed down. So we pivoted again. And I guess it was in March of 2020 that we did a silent auction online, because we were all set and ready to go. Quite honestly, that worked quite well. And then we did our virtual chef series. Wednesday night, we did our first live event, and it was at Peconic River Herb Farm. If you haven't been there, you have to go. It is spectacular. We did it after hours, and one of our master farmers who guides the leaders in the school gardens is a forager. So we did a foraging walk, and along the way we stopped because McCary Vineyards was very generous to come and host, and they set up wine spots. So you walked and foraged and drank, and walked and foraged and drank, and walked and foraged. And then we came back, and our master farmer, Melissa Makes, made a wonderful homemade pesto with what? So glad to see each other. So we're going to be doing more events, probably not another foraging walk, but more events. We have our annual meeting at the end of September at Quinnipiac in Shelter Island, which is a beautiful event. Everyone's welcome. It's our first potluck in almost 2 years. When I started Slow Food, the first event I went to was an annual meeting. I'm crazy. I'm a crazy eater. I'm vegan. I'm gluten-free. I'm like your typical pain in the ass person to cook for. So when we went to this event, I said to my husband, we're going to have.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Good.
It's amazing. So I invite you all to come to that. We're going to auction in November, and we are looking forward to in the spring, and we don't know exactly how it's going to look yet, because we were planning on it being virtual, and hopefully, but we're doing a food and film festival. We're calling it Flex. So we're going to have chefs maybe cooking at certain locations, and we're going to be highlighting movies about food. Hopefully we'll be premiering some movies, and we're looking at maybe like Suffolk Theater in Riverhead, Sag Harbor Theater on the South Fork, the movie theater in Greenport, to have it at all different locations. So there are a lot of different ways, and of course you could always just go to our website. You could become a member, you could donate, you could, those things.
Wonderful.
Oh my gosh, that was so interesting, Penny. Thank you so much for that detailed background.
Oh, thank
I saw
you.
on Instagram the foraging event, and
Great.
I have a relationship with Macari, and I just saw on their Instagram all the wine spots, and it just looked so great and interesting. I'm bummed that I didn't realize about it before. Otherwise, it was definitely up my alley.
When we started, it was thundering.
Oh, God.
I said to everybody, I'd like to welcome you and all that. I said, now I want everyone to just close their eyes and have a moment of silence and pray to the rain god that it leaves and goes somewhere else. And we had no rain. It was beautiful. So, yeah, it was a great event.
Yay. I'm so happy. That looks
Can
fantastic.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yay! Oh my God, I'm so happy you're here because you can run this entire show. I feel like slow food is a hidden gem in the North
Thank
Fork.
you.
Such a perfect location for it because that's what this entire area is about.
Yep.
You're so enthusiastic about it too, and I would recommend to both you ladies below, don't raise your hand to volunteer like it, because then you'll be stuck right in the place. It is just an awesome organization. I can't say enough. And I know Penny talked about all the good they back, but they also do a lot of fun activities.
We do.
Like the series and the potluck. So if you get involved, there's a lot of fun to be while doing so much good. And, I just can't say enough good things about it.
Well, that annual
Thank
meeting
you. And I
sounds
can't say
right
enough
up our
good
alley.
things
I mean,
about
I'm an eater
Sunita
too,
often.
so.
Yeah, it's
Oh, no,
great.
she's
I
a
invite you
gem.
all to
We all know that.
just poke around on the website too, and maybe go to our social media. Thank you, Sunita, who takes care of our Instagram or our Facebook or whatever, and sign up and get, information on all the things we do and have going on and ways to help. Or
I never saw myself as a gardener or somebody. I mean, especially living here, you're surrounded by chickens and people who have bees. I mean, Penny has all of them. But it really does inspire you to go towards that life. And I don't know if you guys, I know Penny, we talked about this, so you watch it. Have you guys watched Clarkson Farms?
oh my gosh, you have to watch that.
The British show. It's on Amazon Prime. I don't know if you know Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear. He basically bought this mega farm, farming in England. So they filmed it all last year through the pandemic. It's really a great show to watch, but it was also a little bit informative in what really happens when the weather doesn't cooperate or what difficulties and hurdles that farmers do face. It's amazing that you have the resources and are thinking about, or are processing this resilience grant where, farmers that are affected, farmers are everywhere here. So it's perfect for East End.
Yeah. The oyster farmers were probably hit some of the worst out here because they were just because they sold to restaurants. And one of the things I think that a positive that came out of the pandemic is, farmers are allowed to set up farm stands. How come oyster farmers weren't? So out of that came that oyster stand. So it was a way for them to go direct to consumer. Not that it was replacing the business they did with the restaurant, but it was able to help them go direct to consumer and give them some income. And they continue, and that's great to see.
Well, Penny, I just loved hearing all about this. I kind of want to do a fire rapid North Fork favorites because our time is running out, but I have to hear, we're going to kick it off strong and we're going to lead off really strong here. Favorite farm stand?
Deep
coming
roots.
from Deep Root. There you go. I think that one has a tally mark on our show
totally.
here.
Or like KK's The Farm. Probably those are my two favorites.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Okay, I can't wait to hear the answer to this one. Do you watch sunrises or sunsets, and what's your favorite place to watch one?
Well, Sunita said this was going to be a question, so I asked permission, and it's definitely sitting on Sunita's deck or on her beach because that's my favorite place for sunset. Of course, we usually have a glass of wine in hand, which doesn't hurt, but that's my favorite spot. And I'm so glad she's here all the time. So now it's like, sunset, on my way over.
Oh, I love it.
Us too.
All of y'all are welcome anytime.
I'm just gonna knock on your door randomly one day. It's like, hey, I'm here. Don't mind
She
me.
wouldn't care.
No door needed. The path to the beach is from the side, so no door needed. Just keep
Fantastic.
Yep.
Me and Betty will just be randomly in your backyard.
So, since you're a foodie, what's your favorite North Fork restaurant?
Wait, hold on. Before Penny answers that, I just want to say, full disclosure, Penny is the mother of 2 chefs that own 2 restaurants on the North Fork.
Oh, what 2?
No. Okay,
Chef.
so I mean, really, I would pick these anyway, but Noah's and Matataco.
Okay.
Woo! I was at Matataco yesterday or 2 days
There you
ago.
go.
I'm there all the time.
Justin is my oldest and Noah is my youngest, so I just have to put it
Oh, fantastic.
Okay. That's good to know. We didn't know that.
Yeah.
See all the connections we make on Instagram, right?
Exactly.
Love it. So next question. What is your favorite winery or brewery or brewery?
Definitely McCary. 1, because their wines are delicious. 2, because of how they grow their wine, which to me as a biodynamic farmer and a permaculturist is so important in how they treat their soil, how they treat, how they process and everything, and also just their community involvement. So I'm definitely saying McCary. I have to say I don't really drink beer too much, so I can't answer that.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump on that bandwagon. So anyone who's watching, this weekend, Macari is opening their bar tasting room, and Story Petals has a new installation there. So please feel free to check it out.
Oh, yay! We'll be
I'm
there.
excited.
We'll have a group trip there.
Yes.
All right. So if you could sum up in 1 or 2 sentences why you love working and living on North Fork, tell us why you love it so much.
I love it because of the open spaces. I love it because of the feeling of community that we get here, and that everyone, I think, is so open to be part of what's going on, and a moving trend to make this a full-time great place for people to live. That's why.
Penny,
awesome.
Penny, I can't get enough of you. I love enthusiasm for everything. I know you're here today. Slow food. I would love to have you back as permaculture Penny.
I would love that. That would be fine. Or happy herbalista. Sunita and I are working on a project. So yeah, we love it.
And chickens, and she has a garden where you can walk around, describe every herb, medicinal, everything is edible.
And you know what? If anybody really is interested in seeing my farm, by all means, just let me know. I'm happy to give you a tour anytime. Let me know.
Oh, that's so exciting. Penny, thank you so much for that wonderful invitation, because I'm coming over.
Thank you all for inviting me.
Farm tour, bread breaking lessons, a lot of stuff planned with you. So we will see you soon again. Thank you so much for coming.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone.
Hope everyone has a beautiful Friday and a wonderful weekend ahead. And we will see you all here next Friday. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Have a
Bye,
great
guys.
weekend. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.